Good morning, everyone. Amber Irwin here with Social Speak Network, and we are continuing our path with our Mompreneurs interview, and I'm so excited to have these two amazing ladies here with us today. They are the owners of a new DIY craft shop in Tarpon Springs called Aerie Lane, and I am really excited. You guys are going to love this interview today because we have two very dynamic women that are sisters, right, ladies?
Yeah.
And they're going to tell us their story about how one of them is still working and one of them left corporate, and they own this shop together. So let's dive into a little bit about Nicole and Stacy.
Hello. Hi. So my name is Stacy, and I am married and have 3-year-old twin girls, Emerson and Ellison, and I am currently still working. So I am a payroll manager for a multi-unit restaurant chain, and I work full-time in the office. And so luckily I have my sister Nicole, because she is the one that is handling the business on the front end here.
Yeah. So I'm Nicole, and I'm married with 2 daughters as well, but they're 10 and 7. So
They're not twin girls.
They're not twin girls. God bless her. She's a super mom for sure. She seems to have it well more together than I do. She's just simply amazing. But yeah, so we fell in love with the brand of Aerie Lane and what they're about. It's a do-it-yourself craft studio that is instructor-led. We help you build your masterpiece for your home. It's all based on home decor, but as you can see the word behind us, it's about the gathering. So that's what we're really about. The craft is beautiful, but the secret sauce is getting people together, put your devices down, crazy busy lives, just unwind with your friends and family for a couple hours while you're crafting with your hands.
Yes, definitely. And Nicole, you were in corporate America and you recently left when you started this. Did you leave on purpose? Like you're like, I'm done? Or what happened with that situation that gave you this opportunity to do this?
This is where it's all about timing, and I'm going to say it, but God has a bigger plan. And inside of me, I was looking at Aerie Lane for a while because we knew the owners that started this 3 years ago, and paid attention. And my sister was basically doing this at her house. And it was one of those things that every time I went to her house, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting in Aerie Lane. Like, are you kidding me? So
and you were doing it, Stacy, you were actually going to the other Aerie Lane and like you were experiencing, or you were just crafty at home?
Crafting at home.
She was crafty.
Decorating my house that way.
Yeah. Half the decorations in our studio is really from her house. Her house is
We
bare.
went shopping in my house.
Yeah.
Decorating.
Nice.
Pretty fabulous. But what happened was, it was November, that it was like, oh my gosh, I gotta pull the trigger on this. And I pulled Stacy and I asked her, hey, would you want to go in business? And she's like, absolutely. I didn't know that she was thinking about opening up her own business of some sorts. Had no clue. Neither of us had a clue that both of us were thinking this way. So it makes us perfect partners that way. And luckily, about a week before our grand opening in April, I got the phone call of, by the way, you got laid off. So while I cried, because I was at the company for 11 years, at the same time I was crying tears of, holy cow, this is
happening. Yeah. That's so cool. So how does it, have you ever, you worked for corporate for 11 years. Stacy, you're still in corporate. So have you guys ever owned a business on your own before this?
Mm-hmm. No. And it's funny, like Nicole said, I had been looking at so many different options of things to do. At being in the restaurant business my entire life, I was focusing maybe in that route, but I know opening a restaurant is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so then we were looking into smaller things, and it just, nothing felt right. And then Nicole called me while I was at work, and she's like, I can't do this anymore. Do you want to open an Aerie Lane? And I literally said yes. And she goes, no, I'm serious. And I said, so am I.
Oh my God.
And I called my husband. I said, Mark, Nicole and I are going to open an Aerie Lane. And he said, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, we're serious. And he was like, okay. So am I.
Oh my
And
God.
I was like, oh, it's going to be Jim that we have to convince.
And it was. We waited a couple of months. I waited until my husband's very analytical. He wants to see the plan. I'm very,
Just go
act
for
on
it.
instinct, and that's why it's good. And I told Stacy, I was like, we have to have a plan, and that's exactly what he did.
We put our business plan together and our figures and our numbers, and we presented it to him, and he was like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been in business together so far?
We signed the lease here January
Okay.
of this year.
Of this
And
year.
then
So
we got our grand opening April.
okay.
And so that's just a few months.
Just a few months. So how does the partnership, you know, Caitlin and I have been business partners for 8 years, and we've, like, in our business, she has things that she focuses on, I have things that I focus on, and we just have that trust that, okay, it's getting done. And I'm sure as being sisters that you guys already have that trust in each other, but what does that business side of it look like since, Stacy, you're still working?
Well, I mean, luckily Nicole is here and able to do a lot of the day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
So really right now that we're up and running, I'm basically coming in for parties and helping with the parties. And then Nicole's here doing like the prepping for the parties. She's great with her networking, which is for you. No, she's amazing. So it's really good because we definitely, like, I'm super like anal and organized with certain things, and Nicole's really go with the flow, and so it works well for us because, like,
perfectly imperfect.
yes, together.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you are able to play off of each other's strengths and weaknesses, and know what one's good at and what's the other one's good at. So then that helps, because I think with that partnership, a lot of times people go into business with someone that's just like them, which is horrible, because that's usually why it fails, because you already think that yourself, that you're perfect and you can't, like, I got this. When you have somebody that's just like you, it doesn't work. But finding that person that, offsets your skills, I mean, that's really where you can thrive as a business owner.
Right. And we did have to, I think it just helps that our bond is so strong, because you have to have tough conversations sometimes. Like, no, I don't agree with you on this, and this is why, or, I agree to disagree.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're doing what we think is best for Aerie Lane. And so it's actually been a blessing to be able to be in business with my sister, because, I think we're off to a great start. We've only been open a couple of months, and we're doing really well so far.
In the summer, in Tarpon Springs, which is, we walked around the area before we officially opened to get our names out there and get a pulse check. And the summers are going to be so slow. We're pleasantly surprised, because we're not what you see on the Sponge Ducks. We're a service. So I think that's helped. And I think the community was really striving for it. Like, agreed 100% of what Stacey said. We just work so well together, and we're savvy sisters.
Savvy sisters, I love it. And you said the community. So being a brick and mortar, a location business, I mean, you really have had to tap into that community and get your name out there before you open and continue to network. And I know that you guys do, for the people that aren't local to Tarpon Springs, Florida, we have a First Friday that's every Friday or every month. And then they also have a ton of different, festivals and different things. So have you guys, besides just networking, I mean, have you guys tapped into or have found that those types of events are beneficial for you guys?
Mm-hmm. So far, we do the First Fridays. We didn't do yesterday, July and August. It's just way too hot.
Yeah.
And the afternoons rains. We have big crafts, and that would just destroy our product. Because when you go to First Fridays, you're not really buying the stuff from us, it's really networking. But then they do a wine walk, so that's every other month. And the next one is on the 21st of July. That was amazing, because you're getting people in-house. And you have the time while they're snacking and drinking wine. They get to shop, they get to really get to know us and what we're about, and they get the vibe versus, but absolutely, we've networked with the Mompreneur group and other groups, and local schools, local friends and family, and charity events.
Yeah. And I think that that's like the biggest thing is because they need to get in there because, you know, I think the first thing, I mean, I would consider myself like a 6 in crafty on the scale of a 1 to 10. I love the idea of crafting and getting my hands dirty, but I love the bigger idea of just being able to get away for an evening, even if it is, you know, bringing my daughter in, but just having that community there. But you guys make the process so simple. We had done one of our moms, our Mompreneur group there, and you guys were just awesome. I mean, it was so like to be able to walk away. And I think that's the biggest thing is you walk away with this masterpiece and you're like, wow, I didn't know I can do that.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. We love it. And then we get to connect with the people who are coming in. Right. And so we're building bonds and friendships. Yeah. And then we're hoping that people enjoy themselves and that they come back and they can either, you know, mom's night out, girls night out, couple, date night, you know, bring the kids in, birthday parties for kids. Yeah. So
bridal showers. We have a bridal shower coming in tomorrow. This is a group of small women, a small group, but they're going to make crafts for her home. So they're not even going home with it. They're going to make it for her, but then guess what? They're going to be jealous. They didn't make their own.
Yeah, they're going to want to come back and make their own.
Yeah. The fundraisers, we've actually had a phone call 2 days ago. Someone found out about us and said, hey, we do a fundraiser for Alzheimer's. Can we chat? So it's just pretty amazing because they get it. Once they learn about what we do, and that has been the toughest part because we're not a ceramic shop. We're very familiar with the other do-it-yourselfs, but it's based on home decor. There's a lot more layers to it. But we emphasize on the gathering. So we try to tell people like, well, yeah, you know, you're going to build something really cool, but guess what? You're going to fall in love with the gathering.
Yeah. And so what is it now that you are, you know, you're working for yourself, Nicole, and Stacey, you're a part of this growth and you're, you know, hands-on at the parties and the events. You know, what type of example do you feel that you two are setting for your girls?
Do you want to go?
Oh my gosh, I love it. Well, it's easy. My girls, her daughters are 3, so it's
they don't see it yet.
They don't see it yet, but you're like, oh, just wait. But for example, when we first started getting things going and moving stuff in, they helped with the prep. They helped with painting the sticks. The paint colors are on wooden spoons, which we're Italian, we grew up with a wooden spoon, so it's kind of cool. But they had to paint it. And then Stacey was amazing with resurfacing the furniture and doing the chairs. And then here's Olivia jumping right in. She's never done that because I'm not crafty. That's where she's crafty. I'm not. And so they got to learn and get their hands dirty and understand what it takes. Like this morning, I'm like, by the way, Mama's going to go to Aerie Lane. They're like, okay, and they get it. It's summer and they've been here and customers are coming, and so now they're understanding how to take care of a customer and how to grow a business and how to build a business. So, you know, that's how our parents grew, our family's generation was, and then it's almost like our generation kind of got away from that because our grandparents, you know, really paved that way, and then it's like, okay, now we're taking care of you. So I feel like we're bringing that back. We have a lot of business owners in our family, and so it's been great that now we're business owners, and now we're instilling that entrepreneurial aspect into our daughters. Daughters, like we live in a man's world in a lot of areas. Guess what? Now it's teaching them
your roots and teaching them.
Love it. Awesome. We love it. And then we could build an empire for them. We could pave a way for them.
So that kind of leads in. Like, what are your goals for Aerie Lane? Where do you guys see yourselves in 5 years?
We're hoping to possibly open more than one Aerie Lane. Mm-hmm. And so we're looking at other locations.
Okay.
It would just be depending on timing and then when I can step away from the corporate world.
Okay.
Sooner than later.
Yes, I was going to ask that. Yeah. So that's the ultimate goal, that you guys are going to have like maybe 2 or 3 Aerie Lanes and be running them, and Stacey can say bye corporate.
Yes, absolutely. And then just in general, and then helping other people open Aerie Lanes. Yeah. Because we want to grow the brand and the business, and there's enough to go around for everyone.
Totally.
And so if anyone that we know, like we have a good friend of mine, I was like, hey, we're opening Aerie Lane. we hadn't even opened yet. And we're like, you have to do it. It's amazing. And so she talked to her husband, and they're actually still both working full time. And they opened one in St. Pete recently, in downtown St. Pete.
Okay.
So it's just, we want to build a brand for our family. We want to build the Aerie Lane brand. We want to open more, and we want other people to open more because we just want everyone to have the same experience that we're having.
Well, and they can be, it is a newer franchise, so
Yes.
they don't have to be in Florida.
No.
They can be in Colorado. They can be
Yes.
in wherever they want to, wherever they're at. There is possibility for them to start this anywhere.
There's currently 14 Aerie Lane locations nationwide. The majority are in Florida, but there's one in Texas, and there's one in South Carolina, so Georgia,
Washington State, so we're all over, Alabama, so all over.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of inquiries, so, and then we're lucky number 13.
Yes, yes. So you've only been open for 7 months, but in 7 months you learn so much. What has been the biggest obstacle that you guys have had to face so far, and how did you guys get over it, around it? What did you do?
I think maybe just getting the brand awareness out there, just getting people to understand what Aerie Lane is. And so by all of the social media and networking and us walking around to local businesses and introducing ourselves has helped tremendously.
Okay.
Yeah, just getting the people to understand what it is we do.
Yeah.
A lot of times people think we're a retail shop because we're a location, just walk in and grab something, or absolutely explaining the process of, no, you're going to build this yourself.
Yeah.
We try to explain, like, it's kind of along the lines of, you love Hobby Lobby, but it's better because you're making it better quality and you're building it with your hands. Yeah. So
Definitely.
It's just getting them to understand that.
And you guys do have a little retail there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we do.
We
just got Wild Liberty in. If you can see some behind you.
Yes. I saw her stuff on your guys' Instagram yesterday. I was like, ooh.
Love her stuff.
Oh my gosh. In fact, yeah, there's a couple of hats behind us that we're going to buy.
You're like, I'll take that.
Yeah. She's got awesome. And we just love that story because it's another mom, you know, that said, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna make T-shirts. We're gonna make T-shirts. They're amazing.
And building an empire.
Yeah. Well, and that's so cool with what you guys do, because you have such an amazing space there, but you're not only building your own business, but you're empowering other women, and you're bringing in other stuff that is, you know, women that are like-minded and like-hearted to you guys. And so being able to have that freedom and that flexibility of creating this legacy, I mean, that's huge.
Right.
Yes, that we're excited about it. Like we said, there's enough of everything to go around.
Yep.
So, you know, we want people who make things to come in and sell their retail here, and that way when people are in here crafting and while they're waiting for their stain to dry, they can get up and walk around and they can see, you know, a fabulous hat, or when someone gets some of their stuff in here.
I don't know who this someone is, but
Yes, I'm sorry. We're talking about me, guys.
But it's great because then we're helping other local, you know, businesswomen with their brand and getting brand awareness out there. Because at the end of the day, we want everyone to be successful.
Exactly. That's awesome. That is awesome. So, if there was one piece of advice that you would give somebody that was thinking of whether it's starting an Aerie Lane or leaving corporate and just starting their own thing, what would that piece of advice be?
Just do it. Stop overanalyzing it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Because at the end of the day, it's worth it.
Yeah.
There's so many positives, and obviously there's some stressors involved, but there really are no negatives, because anything that you can think might be a negative can be turned around into a positive. And it's worth it.
don't hold yourself back. Don't doubt yourself. I mean, have those instincts to think of the pros and cons. Absolutely. Don't be blinded about it. Have a plan. But absolutely don't doubt yourself. Don't get the naysayers out of your head. Be positive vibes, and just keep moving forward regardless.
Yeah. And do you think having the support of each other was made it easier to take the leap to do it, and then kind of the support of the family and friends came after that? Or do you think that either one of you would have done your own thing? Like if you would have gone to Stacey, or, you know, when you went to Stacey and you said you want to do this and she's like, no, I don't really think so, would you have still done it, and vice versa?
I don't know if I would have. Maybe, I mean, I would like to think I would have. I think I would have been the person, though, that would have doubted myself and waited. So I think maybe if you're someone who's not so sure about doing it by yourself and you have someone in mind that could possibly be a business partner,
right? Yeah,
I'd say reach out to them.
Yeah.
I think we would have wanted to move forward with Aerie Lane, but she was the piece in my mind. I mean, I was thinking about it for a while, just thinking about it, and then it just was like, well, I gotta do this with my sister. Like that was always in the plan. Just I gotta do this with her. So she would have said no. I'm like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? I would have been like that. Not touching you. You're gonna do this.
Are you sure you want to say no?
Yeah, have it now.
Exactly. You're doing it. I don't even care what you say.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for taking some time this morning and chatting with me. How can people find you? What's your website? Where are you at?
So our website is Tarpon Springs at aerielane.com. No, that's not our website. That's our email. Our Facebook page is Aerie Lane Tarpon Springs.
Okay.
And then it's tarponsprings.aerielane.com. Yes.
Okay. And I'll put the links below too, so you guys can check it out. And you guys do you have open time when people can just stop in and do their craft, or is it mostly parties, reservations? If someone's interested in coming in, how do they do that?
So the majority is private parties, because it's about the gathering. But yes, we're here. We're closed Sundays and Mondays unless you have, like Monday we're gonna be open because we have a party that wants to come in. So absolutely we're gonna be open. But during the week it's 9 to 2. We're open, and absolutely people can come in and just craft anything. We have a craft bar, so they can use our stuff. And then if they wanted to host a private party, just reach out to us on Facebook Messenger or on our email address. Give us a call. We pick up the phone. So, and then we'll book it for you. We'll make it fun and fabulous.
And I love, last thing is, you have things for kids too. So I love that, you know, for the kids, that it's just a different concept for birthday parties. You know, it's not Chuck E. Cheese, it's something fun. It's getting their, you know, their creative juices going. So private parties for adults, families, kids, you guys kind of cover it all.
Yeah, and then it's also an event space. So if you want to do like bridal shower or baby shower, team building, things like that, then you can, if you don't want to craft, you can still use the space because it's just an inviting, comforting space.
Yes. Beautiful, adorable 80-year-old house that has a paved patio in front as well. So very charming. And we're dude approved. We have had some tweens, you know, some teenager boys in here, and they actually have fun.
Some guys.
And guys too.
Yeah. Well, I can totally see, you know, my husband and I, we always do like some type of DIY project or art project, like as a family. And so I could totally see us doing that for date night. It's fun, and you walk away with something, and yeah. And you get to bring in your drinks or your appetizers, and you know, so that makes it fun too.
Yeah. We are sip friendly.
Yes, we are.
I love it. Well, thank you, ladies, so much, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.